So welcome to the Two Broke Gamers podcast. I'm Ricky.
I'm Steve.
And we have a special guest today. I've been on this man's podcast and I've known him for many years. He is on the Rob and Slim show. It is on YouTube and on SoundCloud. Welcome, Rob, on the show.
What's going on, dude?
Not much, man. How you been?
I'm all right.
Now, of course, I've been on your show before, and of course, it's like, dude, one of these days, once we figure out our phone and Skype situation, we're going to get this done. And here you are.
Yeah, man, this is cool.
Yeah.
What? Are you guys live?
No, this is like a pre-recorded thing, so, things can get cut, but most likely it's not. I don't give a shit.
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, most of what we record is, like, out there, except for, like, some short, like, things, or when we stop, and we cut it for time. But that's my nice editing skills, because, I can make it sound like we talk straight for an hour and a half, but really, we're, like, talking for, like, 20 minutes at a time.
This takes, like, 2 hours, 3 hours to do.
Yeah.
Steve, what do you do? Do you work in radio?
I'm trying to, yeah.
This guy, you're talking to the right guy, because this guy used to work in radio back in the days.
Yeah,
we talked about that last night.
Yeah, I graduated. I don't know. I'm just putting together some stuff, because I've been recording all my shows that I do, so I just got to get my material out there.
Sweet, dude.
Yeah, any advice for Steve on getting in the radio, man?
What's that?
Any advice for Steve to get on that, man?
I don't know. I did it the way fucking Anthony did it years ago when he said it on the air. He just lied. That's all I did.
Okay, just lie.
Well, he's referring to Anthony from the Opening Anthony show.
Yeah, I said I was going to college, and I got an internship.
Nice.
Well, nowadays that's a little harder because you actually have to have an internship. You have to have papers signed and all that.
Yeah.
But
I know, because I went for that like years later, and they wanted all that proof and shit. And I guess like find somebody whose mom works at college and like get some papers forged or something.
Well, oh man. But now here's the thing too. You have a history on radio. You have a podcast now. When did you start in radio?
Sorry, radio. That was like 2000.
Oh, okay. Not bad.
For a couple of years, worked at the Rat.
You're cutting it in now, but you were to say that again?
I worked at the Rat in Belmar.
Okay, WART in Jersey.
Nice.
Yeah, I think Eastside Dave works there now, and
okay.
he did work in the past. And Steve C, rest his soul,
Yeah,
he
RMP.
tried getting a job there, but he couldn't get in there. I interviewed with them, and they're the ones that wanted proof for college and all that. He was just really impressed that I worked there and that I was on the morning show with Carl, because he said that he had sent Carl emails for years and never heard anything back from him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. You did morning radio for a while.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. So, and what happened when did that, are you still in radio? Did their career end?
I got fired. We discussed that last night.
Cause no, I remember you telling me this personally, but I want to get that out for the people who don't know. So what happened when you got fired?
The gig that got us fired was a Corona gig, and it was like some sort of like a really lame like game show setup. I was asking like slogans from companies like, just for the taste of it, and if people said, what it was, they got a point, and whoever had the most points, got an entry for like a Jeep or whatever. And these people were so fucking stupid, dude. Screaming at them. They were all drunk. I went up on stage. I was wearing like a ridiculous, like, baby blue leisure suit. Like it was a nightmare, dude. And I guess the owner, like, I was a little nervous. It was my first like real gig, like alone, and the salesperson didn't show up. It was a nightmare.
Oh,
and
man.
the club owner was so pissed off, I guess, how it went, and that I wasn't like a big name DJ yet, that he pulled 2 weeks worth of advertising with the station. That's like $40,000 or something.
Oh, damn.
And, yeah, we got fired over that. They didn't like that.
So you went from radio and now you're into podcasting. How did that go about?
I've been trying to get one going for years, man. This is going on like 5 years or more.
Mm.
And I just kept asking people, I want to get into it. I didn't know what the hell to do either, though. Like, I'm not that great with like internet and shit. Like, I do, social media, but that's pretty much about it.
Yeah.
And for years, I asked people. Everyone seemed like they'd be down, but nobody would, get back to me on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, or we say we'd meet up somewhere, and it just never happened.
You never asked me, man. What happened?
I know, dude. I don't know though. Like I didn't even realize. I didn't even know about Skype. Slim's the one who knew all about this crap.
Slim, the co-host.
I
Yeah.
was trying to find somebody to be with, in studio type of thing. But yeah, I had no idea about Skype and all that crap. So it was probably about a year ago. Yeah, last December. Slim was trying to do a podcast with his awful racist cousin.
Yes, please talk about that afterwards. I do want to get into that a little bit, but go ahead. Go on with the story.
He asked if I wanted to do it with them, and I was like, yeah, dude, just come by. And then we were doing it. It was starting to go good, and his cousin just wasn't bringing anything to the table except dropping an N-bomb here and there, and we just got rid of him.
This was
the RBJ show.
Yeah, the RBJ show.
Yeah, we got rid of him, and we just started robbing Slim.
There you go. So I like that. Now, oh yeah. So his racist cousin, you had to boot him off.
Oh yeah, dude. I remember like one of the first shows our friend Jay came by for to be a guest, and he was like, dude, you got to stop this. Like, you're looking to build a fan base. That's not the way to go about it. Just stop it. And dude, he never did.
Oh yeah.
But also, like, besides that, he never brought anything to the table. He would never like go through with bits all the way. Like, we had him do one show where he was going to be in a body bag. we did a news story about it, like an 80-year-old man who died, and like his defibrillator brought him back to life.
Mm-hmm.
His pacemaker brought him back to life in the body bag. So we asked him if he would do a show in it, and by like a half hour in, he was like unzipped and like halfway out of the body bag. He just stunk. And we made a hot dog smoothie for him, and he couldn't even take a sip.
Yes, that's awesome.
What games are you guys talking about tonight?
We talk about everything from like the past week. We do like a week in review, so we're getting everything prepared. Like we talk about the Nintendo Direct mostly, Call of Duty, which is the big release and stuff.
Yeah.
We have everything prepared for that. But now, what games are you into right now?
That's what I was gonna say. I'm playing. I didn't get to play today. Today's usually my day to play, but I just got way too into show stuff today, emails and blah blah blah. But I'm playing The Last of Us.
Oh, nice. Did you just get that?
No, I got it at last Christmas when it was brand new, and I just never had gotten around to playing it. I played so much other crap. There was like this anime game, Ni no Kuni. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it.
I have that game actually. I bought it for like $5 on like GameFly.
Awesome game, dude.
Yeah, that's why I bought it, because I remember it being like $60 like a year ago, and now it's like $10 like used. Like what?
And it's made by that, what's his name?
That's
Studio
Studio Ghibli.
It's really cool, and I was playing, I think I tried playing Far Cry. I just couldn't get that much into it. Far Cry 2. And so I just started playing Last of Us. I don't know how far I am in the game. It's fucking cool. I just don't like that there's no map system, though. But it's a game. And I just ordered today, I don't know if you guys had checked out the, what is that? The Telltale.
The Borderlands?
No, the Last of Us. No. The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead.
Okay,
The Walking Dead,
that story. Yeah.
Just released the season 2, which is the graphic novel. It's not like the TV show. It's really cool. And I just bought the second one of that. And I don't know if you ever checked out their other games. They had about 5 Back to the Future games a couple years ago.
Yes, I have not checked them out though. But you have to remember, dude, our show is the Two Broke Gamers podcast. So you have to realize we don't have a lot of this shit.
Yeah, I'm not the best at buying games.
Like games, food stamps.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Well, now here's the thing, Rob. Now, what was your first game that you remember playing?
First game ever was shit, dude. This goes way back. I don't even know. You guys are probably old enough to remember Atari 2600, right?
My sister had that. I don't think Steve even knows what that looks like.
I never did. No.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. I'm such an old motherfucker. Yeah, that was my system. Probably like Pac-Man on there. But then I remember my first for the NES was Ninja Gaiden.
Oh,
wow.
You said fuck Mario. You went right for Ninja Gaiden.
Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah, because the system I bought didn't come with a game.
Yeah.
So I forget what it was. Like, we went out looking, for games, and that's the one I wanted. I'm like, I want to check this out. And the game was so good.
Yeah, that is. So, what do you remember your first arcade game you played?
Oh, man.
Because I know there's so. I mean,
Really.
arcades were really popular, especially like way back in the day. So it's like very tough for anybody.
I really went to them until I was like older.
I'm sorry.
I never really went to them as a kid.
Really?
Like I was just never into the going. Like I always wanted to, but I don't know why we just never really went.
See, I was always the reverse. I always couldn't wait for the arcade quality to come home because I was like, oh man, it's always worth going out to the arcades because it had such better graphics in the home. Yeah. And now,
I remember I did get into though for a while was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yes.
The arcade game was fucking amazing, dude.
Like all of them, I think. Like
beat 'em up.
Yeah, like almost all of
games,
those games were really good.
Yeah. I do remember too. I played I think Shinobi. I played in the arcade.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool.
But now it's funny, like I was saying, like I couldn't wait for the arcade quality to come home, and now it's basically you don't even have to leave your house for good quality games.
Now it's better, dude. And going back though, I still have a working ColecoVision with an Atari adapter. It was the only system that ever had an adapter for another system. It was a ColecoVision, and it had an Atari adapter, so you could play all the games from either system on it. I still have a working one of those. I still have something called a Telstar, which was made by Coleco in like the 70s, and it's got like 4 built-in games like Pong, Double Pong, and like Triple Pong.
Well, that was basically back then where like Pong was the easiest game to make.
Pong was the thing, man.
And I still got an original. What's that? The Game Boy.
Yeah, I still have that. Hell yeah! I mean, I still love mine.
I don't have. I never had the big brick. My first Game Boy was the color.
I had the brick, dude. I still have that motherfucker.
Yeah, but so now looking forward, did you have any newer generation consoles?
No, dude. I'm cheap. I'm broke too, bro. It's like I have not been able to get the PS4, even though it's a lot cheaper than my PS3 when I bought it. But I'm not. My job was much better back then, so it's not like I have that much money laying around and all that.
Yeah. But which one are you planning to get whenever you can get it?
PS4, dude, hands down. That's all I've been is PlayStation.
Yeah.
Probably since like the 64 days. Like I love 64, but after that I went to PS2.
Yeah. That's exactly the console that was like my first outside console. Because first I had an Atari from my sister. And then, I went to Nintendo, whatever. And then after the N64, I really wanted the PlayStation. But I didn't get that. But the time the PlayStation, I wanted to get it and I could afford it. And I had my own job at that point. And like, whatever. Like I had money saved up, how young I was, I could save up like change to get a console. I got a PlayStation 2 instead because I was like, well, it's easy, it's cheap. Like at that time, it was cheap, and I could play PS1 games, so I could play what I missed and play PS2 games.
Yup, I've got a great story too. I just thought of. I remember as a kid, the NES came out. It was like years, and I wanted it so bad. And my parents told me as long as I had an Atari that worked, I couldn't get the fucking NES. So just going on years. All my friends got the fucking NES. I'm going crazy. I still got this piece of shit Atari, bro. So they told me once it broke, I could get the NES. So I just broke it one day. I just slammed it against the floor like 80 times, and it broke. And I'm like, guys, it broke. And can I get an NES now? And they're like, no, that's too much money. I'm like, what the fuck? I just broke my fucking, my Atari. So they, I think that Christmas, I asked my grandmother, and she got it for me.
Nice. I remember. I don't remember when we got our NES. I know it was from my sister, and I kind of stole it from her. But the SNES was mine. I remember that. It was a Christmas of I believe 92.
Yeah, I never got that.
Yeah, that was awesome, man. That was like the best system out there. Well, I mean, it was comparable to Sega, but Sega was like ruling the world for a little while back then.
Yeah, I never liked Sega. I never got into Sega. A lot of my friends had the Genesis and all. I didn't think it was that great. And
I just like Sonic. That was really it about Sega. I really liked Sonic as a character, but other than that, the other games were like, some of them are on SNES. And, you go later and you find out that there were some differences in the games. But really, I mean, back in the day, it's like all about Nintendo, and then I like Sonic.
Yeah, man.
I didn't hop into video games until 64.
And I did like some of the hockey games and all that, but I never bought, like I said, then I went NES, I kept that until the 64 came out, and I traded it in like at Funko Land or something, but I had like crates of games, dude. I had so many crates of games. I mean, I got like, from the credit, I got a 64 and like 10 games or something for it. So
That was when Funkoland's credit was better back then.
Funko man.
Now GameStop, you could trade like 20 games and you could buy maybe half your game that you want to get now.
Ugh.
Yeah, exactly, dude. And I remember too, like I am pissed though that I sold. I had all the original Zelda, the gold, cartridges and all that. I heard they're worth a lot now, man.
Well, here's the thing that was funny. The last time I went to Funkoland was when I bought my gold cartridge Zeldas, both of them. And it was funny because I think it was like the last legs of Funkoland before it turned into GameStop. And and I remember I looked at it, and I got it when I was at break at one of my jobs at the time. Like I think it was like my first job out of high school or something like that. So it was like this is like going back a little bit, like like early 2000, 2003, 4, whatever. And so I saw the gold cartridge Zeldas because I never had them. I wanted them because I wanted to collect them. And then funny enough, I saw the gray cartridge version of them as well, and I skipped on those. And funny enough, the gray cartridges are actually rarer than the gold cartridges.
I believe it.
Wow. Yeah, they probably made less of them.
I was like, God damn it. I could have spent like $5 on it. Now it's like $40 for the damn thing.
Yeah.
Do you remember, Ricky, when you sent me, I think I bought it off you. You had an extra Final Fantasy VII.
Yes, I did.
I had somebody like a month or two ago offer me like $130 for that. I was like, no, dude.
Yeah.
No way.
And it was funny because I remember I bought 2 versions of it. I didn't even know why. And then the discs looked different. Like one was like the white disc one, and then the other one was like this silver like disc.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
I didn't know if you heard Steve, but Steve, you had to talk about your first console.
Oh yeah, no, I was I didn't do video games as a kid, so I was probably about 10 or so when I got my first Nintendo 64.
Nice.
That was my first. That was my introduction to video games.
N64, man. Meanwhile, that was like our 3rd or 4th.
Yeah, I mean, I had a Game Boy Color. I had a Game Boy Color for Pokemon. And that was like
Steve and I only have like a 5-year difference between each other, so it's like it's not like it's a big generation gap or anything.
Well, my parents weren't big on video games, and I used to live in an area where like there were no kids, so I was like me and my sister were like the only kids in the area, so we never had like video games to like go to other people's houses and play. So when we moved down to New Rochelle, and then that's when I met video games, and I was like, I need video games in my life, and the rest, as they say, is history.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember my uncle had the NES too. That was always cool. My Uncle Joe. I used to play Duck Hunt and the original Mario's. I think he even had the robot, the robotic.
Oh, the Rob.
Buddy.
I want Rob just to have him. I think he's like worth $20 now, just to have him, just to have a Rob. I don't think I would use him because I think it's like illogical for you to even play a game with Rob because it's just that dumb.
Someone did a breakdown of the only game that actually like works with Rob, and they said it's easier just to maneuver 2 controllers than to rely on Rob to do your controlling for you.
But it was advanced technology back in the day, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, dude. Then they had the Power Glove. I never got that, but there's like a whole bunch of people even nowadays that wear the Power Glove like it's a fashion statement.
It's so bad. So bad.
The Power Glove.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, dude.
But Rob, we're gonna close this off with that. But thank you for your time. Of course, give your plugs, man. Tell them about your show. Tell them the sites and everything, man.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks a lot for having me on.
You're welcome.
Rob and Slim Show. We're live every Wednesday, 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, of course. That's Rob and Slim. I think it's the Ustream channel, Rob-and-Slim, and we're on Twitter as Rob and Slim Show, Facebook Rob and Slim, and SoundCloud. It's the-RS-show, and YouTube we are Rob and Slim Show.
Nice, man. But good talking to you, man. I'll talk to you next time, all right, man?
All right, brother.
Take it easy.
You too, guys.
See you.
See you.
All right. Thank you, Rob, for coming on to the show, and we'll continue the show next after this.
Yeah.